Okay, we'll be handling figure 7 question 1d, and the objective of this exercise is actually to introduce you the revolve command, right? And it is a summary of also how to use the sketch tools in the 2D sketch plane. Okay, this is a very good exercise and in how you can go about doing it, right? So without further ado, now to create a new file, click on new, create new file. Always by default this is not shown, so always click on the arrow, choose metric, and this will appear, right? Do not choose the sheet metal, choose the standard millimeter.ipt file. The .ipt is the part file. Then you create the file. Okay, it'll take some time to load up. Now once that's created, you can save the file. So you do a file, save as, and I'll save it as figure 7 dash question 1d. Okay, so I save. Alright, so I'll start off with a sketch as always, and this is the front view. Okay, and what will happen is I will place a dot, right, and I will vertically align the dot to this. Then I will dimension the dot. I can dimension the dot to be 70 millimeters. Why 70 millimeters? Okay, let's zoom out. Why 70 millimeters? Because I want to start at this point here, and this part is actually like a circular component, right? It's like a disc with internal features, right? Um, and this point here is 70 millimeters, even though it's written here diameter 140. But when you see this center line symbol with the two lines like this, it means that this is a half drawing representation, meaning to say that this whole image can be reversed on the other side, and the entire diameter of this component is 140 millimeters. Okay, so because we are just drawing half of it, that's why I started it at 70 millimeters. Okay, so I can start a line, and I start from that point, and that point is fully constrained, so it turned black. Okay, and the length of this line, a horizontal line, is 10 millimeters. And how I know it's a horizontal line? Because there is a horizontal constraint there already. So once it's there, it turns black. Okay. Now at this point of time, you're not sure of how it will go. So what I'll do is that I just approximately, based on the drawing, I will just roughly sketch out the overall profile on what it could look like. And then later on, what I'll do is I'll add in the dimensions. I'll add in the dimensions and adjust the sketch accordingly. Okay, so I try to keep my lines horizontal and vertical because it's easier to dimension later. Okay, so this is one, and then it goes something like a zigzag, so you need to zoom in. Let me zoom in. Goes something like a zigzag over here. It's like a castle. Okay, and there's this part here is a longer bit and goes up, comes down, it goes across, and I want it to be level. Okay, then I go further up, it's leveled here, and I'm not going to draw the radius just yet. Okay, so I'm going to just click here. Oops, created a radius for me, and I'm closing that. Okay, I can add in the fillet right now, and the fillet at that corner, according to the diagram, is R8. Okay, it's R8. So I'll just put 8, and I select one edge, I select the other edge, and I have a R8 over here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the top over, and I'll start to add in my dimensions. Okay, and the whole objective is to achieve a sketch that is fully constrained. All right, it may be a bit difficult, but we'll work along the way. And this is 35. So you can work from the top down. Okay, 8 millimeters. This angle here, okay, what we'll do is we can make use of this angle, and it's 10 degrees, right? And then the overall dimension from here to this point is 50. Okay, it's 50. And this point, right, to the center point, okay, this point is on the diagram, it's 116 over here. So 116, so you divide by 2 is 58. Okay, so it's 58 millimeters. So I'll put here 58 millimeters, right? And as you can see, as you are progressing along and dimensioning it, it will start to turn black, right? The geometries. I'm trying to move my dimensions so that not so doesn't get in the way. Yeah, just try to do this so that it's cleaner. Okay, and sometimes if it gets too squeezy on the right, you can start to move to the left. Okay, and this dimension here at the bottom, right at the bottom here is 84, so it's 42. So I'm going back here and I'm typing 42. Okay, the width is 8. 42. The next one down is this dimension here. And notice I'm always going back to this reference point, okay? Because that reference point is fully constrained, all right? And this surface here is, sorry, this surface here is 58, so it's 25 plus 4, 29, so it's 29 millimeters, okay? It might get a bit crowded here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this further out. And drag this further out, okay? 9, and the bottom one, the bottom dimension is here to this point here, and this point should be 20 millimeters. Okay, then this edge to the outer edge is 6 millimeters, so it's a bit off. Yeah, it starts to look a bit weird, but then I'll add on my dimensions. And this one is 5. Is it 5? Let me conclude. Yes, it's 5. And this one is 5 as well. The gap itself is 5. Alright, and the inner height, right, the inner height here, this side here, let's try to dimension this. Okay, and the inner height is this height here, and it shows up to 46, which is 23, right? 23. Okay, and I always try to keep my dimensions neat. It's not because that I've some disorder, but it's just that, yeah, I kind of prefer it to be neater. Okay, so I try and move the dimensions and keep them neat. This gap here is also 5 millimeters, if I'm not wrong. Yes, it's 5. So right here 5, and this last gap here is 5 as well. So it's 5. Okay, I think there are some dimensions that are not done yet. From this edge to here, this is 18. Okay, so this is 18. So I adjust my dimensions so that they are clearer. Then I can have a better view and check. Okay, better view and check. Um, the overall width of this component is 32, so I'm going to dimension that 32. Okay, 32. All right, and there is an angle of 15 degrees. Okay, so I choose because it's about this point, and then all we need to do is just choose any horizontal line. Okay, and that will help us to dimension it. So what I have here is a fully constrained model, right? A fully constrained sketch of figure 7 question 1d. And once that is done, all that I'm missing now is a line. Technically, I need not draw a line. I can always make use of the axis, but it is my habit to always draw a line so that later on when I do my revolve, it is easier to see the axis. Okay, it's easier to see the axis. So this is the revolve command. The profile is selected with shaded in blue. So once you see this shaded blue, you can put your hand to your chest and sigh a sigh of relief. Yes, your sketch is complete. The only thing they need now is to know where your axis is. Where is the axis that they want to rotate about? Okay, and this is the axis. Sorry, I clicked it out. This is the axis that you need to select. All right, select that axis. Oh, it's not working very well. Let me try again. The selected axis, and once you select the axis, it will show you a preview of what it looks like when it's revolved. Okay, once you're happy with it, you press OK, and this is how you get. And that's how we make use of the revolve command to create this part. That's my cat making a lot of noise. I think it wants more food. Okay, till then, see you again and enjoy drawing.